Hey guys, it's Alex VA back here with part 2 to the Sal X listener. I'm not going to talk so much, so let's just get into it. It was the next morning, and you woke up around 10, but you didn't wake up to who you thought you'd wake up by. You actually didn't wake up by Sal at all. He was gone, almost like he was never in your room. You swung your feet over the bed that was provided for you as you let out a heavy, deep sigh and went over to go and grab something warm to put on since it was a little chilly in your room, and you walked out of your room. Room was about 2 doors down. It went your room, the bathroom, Todd's room, then Sal's room. You noticed that his door was open, and you decided to take a little peek in just to see if he was in there. From what you could see, he wasn't, so you decided to walk downstairs. You walked down the stairs to be met by Larry on the couch with a cup of black coffee. Todd and Neil were on the two-seater couch, cuddled up close to each other, with, coffee that looked, or with Neil to have coffee that had a little bit of creamer, and Todd to have coffee that had a lot of creamer in it. And Sal was on the regular couch by himself with a glass of water. You kind of guessed that he really wasn't a coffee guy from the way that he looked and acted. Like, you could tell when people are coffee guys and when they're not coffee people. You just walked over and grabbed a glass of water too, since you weren't really feeling coffee this morning. And you sat down on the opposite side of the couch of where Sal was sitting and put your feet up so you were comfortable and started drinking your water. You didn't know exactly what Larry was talking about, but it sounded like he was talking about rock music or heavy metal. You kind of just zoned everyone out as you finished your water, and when you drank the last sip, you almost didn't notice that you did. After you drank your water, you stood up and put your glass in the sink and walked upstairs to your room as you sat down on your bed after closing the door. You sat there until you got a notification on your phone. It was from Larry. The message read, "Hey dude, why did you go upstairs? Why don't you come hang up or down here with us?" You texted back that you were kind of really tired and you weren't really ready to be with people right now. And Larry understood, and you kind of just sat up in your room. But that was a lie. You thought after what happened last night with Sal that it was a little weird to be, in the same room as him, let alone the same house. You still felt weird about it. And you kind of just sat there until you heard a knock on the door. "Hey, listener, it's me. Can you let me in?" You sighed a bit as you got up from your bed and opened the door to be faced by Sal. "Listen, listener, I told them that I was coming up here to use the bathroom, so I don't have much time. What's going on with you?" You looked at him with a blank expression on your face as a small nothing came out of your mouth, and you started to close the door on him. He put his foot in between the door and your door frame to stop it from closing all the way. "Listener, don't say nothing. It's obvious you're lying. What's going on? You just ignored him and walked away from your door as you sat back down on your bed, and he walked into your room. Why aren't you talking to me? Like, I was expecting you to sit really close to me after what happened last night. But you sat on the other end of the couch. What do you mean I didn't want to see you after last night? Listener, you live here. And I had a lot of fun last night. Yeah, I left early. I get up early in the morning. I woke up 2 hours before you did. So I just thought that I would walk out of your room and let you sleep. I left my mask in my room, so thought I'd grab that before I walked downstairs. Todd and Neil were already up, and Larry woke up about an hour later. So what's going on? You sort of just looked at him. You weren't expecting this from, a guy. You've been in many, hookups and relationships through your years, and all of them were shitty. It's either the guy was not fond of you, or he was really awkward around you, or sometimes they get abusive. You didn't want to tell Sal that because, he'd think of you differently. I mean, sure, you guys have grown to know each other over the course of a day, but still, you didn't want to tell him, so you made up a lie. I just thought it would be awkward. Listener, have you seen my face? I mean, yeah, you have. You sitting close to me is not going to make anything awkward. Okay? He grabbed your cheek and kissed you on the forehead, something you haven't had for a long while. You smiled at the little remark of him kissing you on the forehead as he sat down next to you on the bed and grabbed your hand. If you want to, we can stay up here for a bit. I don't mind. You looked at him with a confused look on your face as you asked him, "Didn't you tell them that you were using the bathroom?" And he said, "I'm pretty sure they could tell that that was a lie." You chuckled at this and nodded your head a bit as he laid you down and laid down next to you and grabbed the remote on your bedside table and flipped on something on Netflix as you guys laid there and cuddled for a bit. About 30 minutes has passed. Sal's mask was all the way off. You were laying on his chest, and you both were focused on the movie that was playing on your TV, when all of a sudden, you heard a knock on your door. And you heard Larry's voice. "Hey, listener, is Sal in there? Todd said that he might be. I don't know why though, but is Sal in there?" You were about to get up to answer the door, but Sal insisted that he answered it. So, he did. "Oh, why are you in here? Were you, going to use the bathroom?" "Larry, I needed to talk to listener." For 30 minutes, because it looks like you guys are watching something in there. "Larry, what do you want?" Ashley's coming into town again, remember?" "Oh, yeah, I totally forgot about that, huh?" "Yeah, I think she's gonna be here soon, so might want to look a little bit more presentable. Wow, Larry, I didn't know you knew such big words. Shut up, just because I dropped out of school early does not mean that I don't know anything. Yeah, whatever, Larry. Larry and Sal chuckled a bit as he waved by and Sal closed the door. You looked at him and asked who was Ashley, and you said, oh, she's just a friend that I knew in high school. And you kind of smiled a bit, but you also kind of felt this hole in your stomach almost that kind of made you feel sick as you thought of this Ashley person and that her name sounded really familiar. Like really, really familiar. You just couldn't quite pin it then. And you sort of just ignored it as Sal told you that he was gonna go get dressed in his room and that you probably should too. So you agreed and started to get dressed. And that's gonna be the end. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is probably gonna turn into a series, isn't it? Yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah. But I'm gonna go. But I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your morning, day, or night. Bye bye.